Hi guys, it's Ben again coming from Card Goblin, here for another Champion Deck Spotlight. This time we'll be reviewing the Jinx Champion Deck, which if you guys have played Magic Gathering before, it is basically kind of like rush based. What you want is as little cards as you possibly can in your opening hand to abuse the power of your Jinx Champion, as well as also being able to use your signature spell, which I don't believe you get in the structure deck, which is the Mega Super Death Rocket. But yeah, so if you guys haven't seen our last one, it was our Victor deck spotlight for your sealed event. Once again, all your sealed events can be found at your local your local game store this weekend on November 1st. The event will start with you getting a structure deck, which contains one pack, which we'll be opening in this video, as well as it will also entail you getting 2 more sealed packs to help improve your deck. So, in this deck, you've got your deck champion, your deck legend, I do apologize. At the start of your beginning phase, draw 1 if you have 1 or fewer cards in your hand. Hence why you all want to try to keep your hand as little as it possibly can be, so you can constantly draw, so you can draw 1 for turn, then draw 1 at the beginning of your phase. Then you've got 1 Jinx Demolitionist. You have Accelerate on this champion, where basically if you pay her 2 additional, you can have her enter ready, and then when you play her, you discard 2 cards from your hand for her to gain 2 as an attacker. Now you have Vi, which is probably one of the strongest low-cost champions in this game, which basically recycle 1 card from your trash, give her +1. You can do that as many times as you want, and she also has ganking, which is basically, she's a staple in this deck and a staple in the Kaiser deck, which is meta in China at the moment. And then you have a Rasa the Surrenderer. Not the best of cards, but once again, it's good for the Jinx strategy, where basically he costs 1 less for each card in your trash, as long as you can fuel up your trash with cards like Jinx Demolitionist, and trying to keep it low so you can abuse your loose cannon ability. This guy will be a very cheap cost 6 might character. And then you also get 2 of the Blazing Scorches, which once again has the Accelerate ability. Then you have 3 of the Flame Chompers. When you discard him, you can just pay 1 to play him from your discard. Once again, very good. And then you have 3 of the Brazen Buccaneers. As you play me, you can discard a card from your hand as an additional cost. If you play this, his cost was reduced by 2. So he pairs very well with your Flame Chompers. Basically, playing him for 4, play 1 for the Flame Chompers, rushes out 2 units. It's kind of like in Digimon with the Rookie Rush strategy from way back when. And then you have 3 of the Fight or Flights. So he has Hidden, which basically means you can just pay 1, have him enter the battlefield, as in hidden, as in face down, and then you can flip him up at any point as cost of 0. And his action is when you play him when you play the spell in your turn or in showdown, move a unit from battlefield to base. So obviously you can make you guys run away, or make their guys run away if they're trying to force a showdown. Now you can return the battlefield with 3 cost less to your opponent's hand. Bit of a control card in Gust, very good for Yasuo, as well as the Jinx deck. And then you've got 2 Undercover Agents, probably the card you look at first to cut from your deck, because 5 cost for 5 might is a bit hefty, as well as its death ability being discard 2, then draw 2, isn't really the best on a card like that. You really want to be keeping control of your high cost cards for as long as you possibly can. Probably one of the better cards in the deck being Get Excited, discard 1, deal its energy cost damage to a unit on the battlefield, so once again, keeping your hand very low, whilst also wiping your opponent's board. Magma Worm is probably one of the cards that you would also look to cut in your structure deck event, just because it's such a high cost. So basically, it's a very good card, but for its cost, for its might, just for that ability, when the majority of the cards in your deck already have Accelerate, isn't really worth the payout. And then you've got 3 Chemtech Enforcer. When you play him, you discard a card. Once again, very good. Assault, when he's the attacker, he gains 2. So technically, when he's attacking, he's a 2 cost 4 might. Very nice card. Now, this card, the Cemetery Attendant, takes a bit of setup, but I still think it's very good for your structure deck event. This would be one of the cards, if I was to play this deck, personally wouldn't look to cut. Now you have Raging Soul. If you discard a card this turn, I have Assault and Ganking. So once again, pairs very well with cards like Chemtech Enforcer, Get Excited. So basically you can either gain one or you can move from battlefield to battlefield, and you get 3 of them. Now, probably one of the best cards for purple coming out of set 1 is a Traveling Merchant. When he moves, you discard 1, then draw 1. So even when you play him from your hand or you move him to or from a battlefield, you get to cycle through your deck and your hand ASAP. Now, Void Seeker is probably one of the better cards that you're looking to take out of this deck and put it into your Kai'Sa deck. If you are looking to play Kai'Sa, basically dealing 4 damage to a unit on the battlefield, then draw a card. 3 costs to deal for killing the majority of the things in the game at the moment, and you get to draw off of killing something. It's very, very good. Fading Memories, give a unit at the battlefield or on gear, temporary, kill it at the start of its controller's beginning phase before scoring. So it's not too bad. You can do this on one of your opponent's unit or gears. Basically, it's a bit of a removal spell. It's not the worst thing in the world, but 4 cost is a bit high and you have to return 1. Is getting a bit high cost there. Now, when this card is played, discard or killed, draw 1. So it's not too bad for a gear, just basically putting it down to recycle 1 card. It helps with your discarded spells, just basically help you cycle through your deck ASAP. Then you have your 3 battlefields for the deck, which is when you defend here, you may move a friendly unit here to base. Allows you just to do multiple moves per turns. And then you have Targon's Peak. When you conquer here, ready 2 runes at the end of this turn, i.e. just go balls to the walls, burning all your runes to get as much advantage as possible. And then, because you've conquered here, you get to ready 2 of your runes as well. Now, when you conquer here, discard 1, then draw 1. Once again, very good for the Jinx strategies on Warrens. Lets you cycle your deck ASAP, and then you also have all your ruins there. Now, in regards to this pack, let's find out what we can pull to see if we can improve this for our event. Let's have a quick look. Now, first card here is very good for the Jinx strategy, Cleave. So you can give a unit +3 for 1 cost. One of the best red spells that you could have in the entire game at the moment for 1 cost. It's beyond broken. Now, Lecturing Yordle, unfortunately, we can't play. Charm, we can't play. Soaring Scout, we can't play. Confront, we can't play. Sneaky Deckhand, so you may play me onto an open battlefield. It's not the worst thing in the world, but once again, when you're looking at it, for 3 costs for 2 might, isn't really that good of a payoff. So personally for me, I wouldn't be adding this to the deck. Now you have Trifarian Goalseeker, unfortunately can't play it. Discipline, can't play it. Private Savings, can't play it. Now you do get an extra battlefield in this pack, so when you conquer here, you may spend a buff to draw. So personally for me, with the battlefields we've got here, I wouldn't play it once again. Gust, might as well have a hollow upgrade in your deck. Now Soul Gorger. Now, when you play him, you can play a unit from your trash, ignoring the summoning conditions. Now, with all the discard in your deck, personally for me, I would add this to the deck just because of how strong it is. You can play one of your high-cost cards. And if you did want to play him, you can also combo with Magma Dragon if you really wanted to. And unfortunately, for our last hollow, we can't play the Summoner. So, in regards to these 2 cards, obviously one of them is just a bit of a hollow upgrade, a bit of a Magpie myself, so obviously we would just be taking out 1 Gust for another Gust. And then if I was looking to include Soul Gorger, I'll be taking out 1 Undercover Agent just because his ability isn't that good for the cost you are playing him for, and I'll be adding him to the deck. And that, and then for the Cleave, I'll probably look to take out another Undercover Agent for the Cleave. Actually, no, I'll keep the Undercover Agent, take out the Magma one. And they're the changes I would make with the pack that we got from our structure deck. But like I said, guys, in our previous video, once again, if you haven't left a like on that one already, please leave a like. This one also as well, please leave a like. It always does help. Subscribe if you can. And then, yeah, just leave us a comment of how you did in your LGS sealed deck event. And please just make sure, if you guys are looking for any form of League of Legends singles or sealed product, please visit cardgoblin.shop for your Riftbound needs. Thank you very much for your time.